What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. You know where we are, guys. So let's get into it. So, guys, touching base with you guys again. Just going for a quick scroll through. You can see some fragrances. Some of these I've already touched on, guys. Some of you guys have been asking for reviews, and I've given my reviews. So I'm going to give you a quick update in respect to what I can see on the website. So, guys, this one here you can see on the left. This is Coronel 80 mil 99. I'm sorry, 12.99. To be honest, guys, for me, for those that know who've been following my channel for a while now, you can see a review of this one just in a different bottle. Yeah, the bottle looks cool. 80 mil. The previous bottle, guys, I purchased was it's like a square type of bottle, and this one, guys, in respect of the note breakdown, it's saying it has cardamom, Coronel and cedar. When I checked out Fragrantica again, there wasn't really any difference, but this one actually does smell similarly to Sublime Cedar, which has been not too long ago released. So if I just go backwards, that this one here, guys, does smell somewhat similar to this one here, Sublime Cedar. And if we just look at the notes breakdown, this one, it's saying it has pink pepper, cedar, and black amber. Now, I mean, that's down to personally what you feel on that one. But for me, though, guys, if you've never smelled this one before, I'd say give it a sniff. It's not necessarily anything I think to write home about. I found that maybe I got slightly more of a projection in respect of the cardamom from it. But I just felt, guys, this particular fragrance did not really last by way of any form of any longevity. The sillage wasn't really there. Again, it's a cheap fragrance, but at the same time, it just wasn't really, there wasn't really much from it, guys. You could spray it and maybe on some types of skin it'd last, but there wasn't really anything to write home about because it didn't really last that long for me. That would be the end of it, and that one from my review. And again, guys, I've done previous reviews on this one as well. Next one, guys, we've got the Cashmerean, and that is again $12.99. Again, guys, this came out in a square type of bottle previously, and you can see again they've changed the bottle slightly. But this one, guys, has a note breakdown based on their website and also Fragrantica of bergamot, cashmere, and tonka bean. This one's slightly more sweeter than the other one compared to the one slightly more woodsy, where this one's probably slightly more sweeter. This one smells a little bit in the opening to me, and I think also on Fragrantica, like pure malt from Thierry Mugler. So it smells, I say, slightly a bit sweeter with the tonka bean, bergamot there. It gives it a slight bit of fizziness. But the problem with these type of fragrances, guys, and I say the problem with these two fragrances, is that you're left sort of wanting. You're thinking to yourself, if this was a little bit more potent, if this was a little bit more by way of, as I say, just longevity, it'll do some damage. But to me, guys, they're just so fragrances. I know some people are a fan of them, but for me, I'm just not a fan. It doesn't really, out of all the fragrances that Zara have on the website, guys, it doesn't really say anything to me. And when I've smelt them and done the previous comparisons, nothing's changed. Now, again, I've not smelt these particular new bottles, so just being honest in that respect, it's just that they could be a reformulation. Who knows? So you might want to get a sniff on that. But I'm just trying to give you a guide. To be honest, between the two, me personally, I preferred slightly more the Cashmerean, just because of the, as I say, like the pure malt type of smell that I get from there, coming with the tonka bean and the cashmere. Gives it a bit of sweet sort of slightly more Middle Eastern type of scent to me, but it's not a bad one. Again, this isn't bad, but there's not really anything else to say. The longevity is not there. There's no real complexity to the fragrance. It's just one of those things that you might pick up when you're purchasing some clothes in the store, but to be honest, that'd be the end of it for me. Moving on, guys, this, again, you can see this one here. I've done a previous review of this one, Nightport Arm 2. All I've done in this case, guys, they've actually just got 150 ml bottle compared to the previous 100 ml. For me, I say I've done reviews on it before. Bergamot, lavender, and amber. I do get quite a bit of lavender from this fragrance. But that being said, it doesn't really go well in any high heat. I'd say it might be a little bit too much. Probably better to keep it for the autumn and probably more for winter nights. I'd say it's okay fragrance. It says it's sporty and fresh. I don't personally believe so, but for me, it just smells a little bit like it could be a bit overbearing. It's like a slightly even tar note in there to me. I know it's not noted on here, but that's what it smells like to me. Whether there's a bit of a leather note in there that's not being accounted for. The lavender is nice, don't get me wrong, but it just felt a little bit heavy for I mean, sporty fragrance. Definitely wouldn't say it's sporty fragrance in my opinion. Not really much to write home about on that one. The winter collection, again, I've done a review of this one previously, guys. I've actually sold this bottle before on eBay. You can see the note breakdown on there, and for me, it may work for some people, but for me, it just felt this fragrance had a little bit too much going on. It didn't really seem to have any clear sort of direction when I've actually put my nose to it and when I've actually purchased it. I bought it in the winter, and yes, it is a winter type of fragrance. It is a bit heavier than the other fragrances, and it doesn't particularly define any one type of scent to me though, and that's where I think this one goes a little bit wrong. There's other fragrances that Zara brought out, and you can see or you can smell and you can note where it's going, but this one, it doesn't really settle down until it gets to more like the cedar wood, sort of the base, the amber and patchouli. But the top notes to me, it's peppery, don't get me wrong, it's peppery, but I don't really get much of a clear idea what this fragrance is about. It just smells a little bit confused to me, I would say, when I smelt it. That being said, though, this one did actually have quite a good bit of longevity in comparison to the other fragrances that have come out from the winter collection, and this one did give me probably around about 3 hours or so, but it just didn't smell really that appealing to me. See, I got more of the pepper notes in the opening. I see the bergamot with that the bergamot with the fizziness, but then the dry down became a little bit, there's a mixture of the orange blossom and the cedar, but it doesn't really say anything to me, and it's hard for me to even try and give you an idea as to what this is like, because it doesn't smell like anything particularly on my nose, because it just smells so confused. But that's just my opinion in that one. So that being said, though, guys, I mean, I've just done a review of this one as well. Man Silver Winter, Man Silver. Unfortunately, guys, on this one, the longevity isn't there for me. It wasn't really getting anything more than about an hour on the winter version, and equally Man Silver, unless you're in the high heat, it doesn't really work for me. So this one, guys, it's not bad, but you just will have to reapply it. It's not really anything, to be honest. Again, in comparison to the other version, the original version, I prefer this version, I must say. It is actually quite a nice scent. I don't mind it, and it's a shame that it's not a bit more of a higher concentration with it being a winter version. But that being said, though, guys, unfortunately, it doesn't really project in the same way. Maybe within the first 15-20 minutes, yes, you get something, but after that, it just settles away. It becomes a skin scent, and you won't really smell it by the hour that's passed. So just give it a go, but I won't really worry about that one. However, guys, that being said, I've done previous reviews on this one before. I still stand by this one. It's a very good fragrance, this one, guys, and I think for those that are Invictus fans, if you imagine slightly more Invictus, but the intense version, this is going along those lines, and this one does actually give more of a projection. I think the original sold to me is just maybe more of a summer version. It's quite light, while this one, guys, I could actually just wear this now in autumn. I wouldn't worry about winter or such. You could actually wear this one and actually get away with it. It's quite a nice fragrance, and I actually do recommend that one. I'm probably onto my third bottle or so now. So that being said, the open is a bit alcoholic, but once you get past that, the dry down is actually quite pleasant, and again, it's a bit more of a sweet note in there. I believe it's tangerine, yes, tangerine, apple, and some woods, but the tangerine does make a nice touch to this type of fragrance, so it's a good one, guys, for the price that you pay on that one. That being said, though, guys, the rest of the fragrances, I believe we've gone through. Guys, again, those that wish to go on about Vibrant Leather Cologne, I do apologize, but it just is not a fragrance for me. I will not be purchasing this fragrance. I have no desire to do so. It does smell like from Paris to New York for me, and I understand it does smell similar to Dior Homme, the cologne, I'm being told. But that being said, though, guys, it doesn't smell, it's not, for me, it doesn't really work for me. It smells, I know it says the note breakdown is bergamot, ginger and cedar, but for me it's slightly more, it says citrus. There's like a lemon note. Don't get me wrong, it's not an offensive fragrance. Don't get me wrong, it's a fragrance which is maybe appropriate maybe for maybe doing sports and going to the gym and things of that nature. But for me, guys, it just doesn't work for me. I'm not a fan of it, and won't really do. I've already done a review on it. I won't get into it anymore. The bottle looks cool. Maybe Zara can bring out another banger at some point with this similar type of bottle. But for me, guys, from Paris to New York, I did a review on that. This is the same fragrance to me. It doesn't smell anything like Vibrant Leather. It doesn't seem to have any type of resemblance whatsoever if you put the two fragrances alongside each other. And all they've done in this instance is just named it the same and called it a cologne. Cologne is supposed to be more I'd say maybe more aromatic. But that being said, I can't see the resemblance at all, guys, if those two fragrances of Vibrant Leather and the Cologne was put together, unfortunately. Also, guys, for this one here, when I did my review of the evolution of actually no, yes, actually I missed it out when I did my review of just comes into this one here now. Yeah, I missed this one out actually. I did a review video of Vibrant Leather, and I missed out referring to these particular fragrances here. As top of my head, I can't remember which one actually smells like the one that's slightly more along the Invictus. It's probably going to be the Rich Leather, I think, in this scenario. But that being said, yeah, you can see pink pepper, pineapple, and mango. So I believe it's this one, but correct me if I'm wrong. I've not got my notes with me to hand. But yeah, nothing special, nothing to write home about really there. And just working through, guys. Some of these fragrances, I know this again doesn't smell anything like Vibrant Leather to me, unfortunately, guys. It's not a bad fragrance, but it just didn't smell like anything that I would really enjoy. The oud note, even there, to me, doesn't actually smell like it's got oud in it if I compare with other oud fragrances. And unfortunately, guys, it's just the bottle. The juice looks cool, but it's just the bottle and the juice really that does it for me. If this looked like anything else, or you remove Zara and you remove Vibrant Leather, I guarantee many people would smell it and not think a second thought and move on. So that's what I'm going to do on this one, guys, just move on. And that being said, though, guys, I guess the rest are all pretty much the same, what we've touched on before. Just looking through, nothing particularly great. I want to do a review of Weekend till 3 AM and do a comparison of the two. I will do the ladies' reactions on that one. And again, this one's supposed to be a sport version. You can't really see it when I smelt it. I've done a review on it in the previous video. Not particularly great. So, and these are obviously the classic ones, 8.0 and 9.0, which again, I've done reviews on. By all means, 8.0, I've done that before. 9.0, I've not done a review on that one, but it does smell similar to Valentino Uomo a little bit. It's also got a bit of that Dior type of smell going on as well. But that being said, though, guys, I've done quite a few reviews recently now, guys. So please, by all means, look through the previous videos. If I missed anything out or got things inaccurately, just let me know. Don't take it to be, if I say certain things in my responses, don't take offense. It's just obviously just sharing the passion for what we have when it comes to these fragrances, guys. Okay, guys, thank you very much for the comments, the likes, and the subscriptions. Please make sure to comment on the video and also like the video if you do like the content. If there's a recommendation that you'd like me to review, by all means do so, and I will get back to you at some point regarding that. Okay, guys, thank you very much. See you guys soon. Ciao.